You know, this is a story most of us probably heard when we were kids, but have you ever really thought about it? Today, we're going to break down the classic fairy tale of Rumpelstiltskin and dig into what it's really trying to tell us about desperation, dangerous bargains, and the surprising power of a name. It all starts with one massive lie. A poor miller, just trying to feel important in front of the king, makes this completely impossible boast about his daughter, Anna. And he has absolutely no clue that this one little sentence is about to kick off a terrifying life-or-death chain of events for her. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. This whole mess kicks off because of a father's foolish pride, a single boast that spirals into an impossible and deadly situation for his daughter. So what you're seeing here is this collision of two really desperate worlds. On one hand, you have the miller's wild fantasy. But on the other, the king isn't just some greedy cartoon villain. The story actually describes his castle with crumbling walls and broken windows. The guy is broke. He desperately needs money to keep the country afloat, which makes the miller's lie so dangerous. And just like that, boom, the lie becomes Anna's potential death sentence. The king doesn't even hesitate. He marches her up these winding stairs, shoves her into this tiny room packed with straw, locks the door, and gives her the ultimatum. Can you just imagine the sheer terror? She's completely trapped by her father's lie and a king's desperation. So let's just pause on that for a second. What would you do? There's no way out, no one's coming to help, and failure means death. It's right here, in this moment of pure, hopeless desperation, that the magical and, very transactional part of the story kicks in. And this brings us right to the heart of the story. Anna's solution shows up in the form of a strange little man, but with every single visit, the price for her survival gets terrifyingly higher. So let's just break down how this escalates, right? Night 1, this little man shows up and demands her necklace to spin the straw into gold. Done. Night 2, the king wants more. So the man comes back and takes her ring. But by night 3, the stakes are literally the kingdom itself, and Anna has nothing left to give. Or does she? So what's happening here is what we call a desperate bargain. And psychologically, this is a total trap. She's not just handing over jewelry. She's trading away bits and pieces of her own future, all because the immediate threat, getting executed, feels way more real than some far-off potential cost. And there it is. The little man drops the bomb. With no jewels left, Anna is faced with this unthinkable choice. The story says she hesitates, but the desire to live, to become queen, plus maybe a sliver of hope that he'll just forget it, it's enough. She says, I promise. Okay, let's fast forward a bit. Anna gets everything she thought she wanted. She survived, she's the queen, but a promise made out of desperation, well, that's a debt that always comes due. A whole year goes by. Queen Anna has this beautiful baby boy, and she's pretty much forgotten about her dark little secret. Or at least, she's tried to. Until one dark winter day, there's that familiar tapping at her window. Yep, the little man is back, and he's here to collect. The queen, who is now incredibly wealthy, offers him everything, all her money, all her jewels, anything to keep her son. But this line from the little man is so telling. He rejects it all. This isn't about wealth for him. It's about something way more personal and mysterious. He wants something life. Seeing her completely fall apart, the little man, I guess he takes a strange kind of pity on her. He offers her one final, seemingly impossible lifeline, a riddle. She has 3 days. If she can discover his name in that time, she can keep her child. And here we go. This is the climax. The final act isn't about gold or marriage anymore. It's a frantic, high-stakes race against time to find a single piece of information. You can just feel the panic building, can't you? On day 1, she tries all the obvious names. He just keeps shaking his head. That is not my name. On day 2, she sends her servants out across the land to find the most unusual names imaginable. Still, failure. By the 3rd day, she has exhausted all her options and is just overcome with despair. And this just shows you how desperate she's getting. Look at the difference. She goes from perfectly normal names like James and John to these utterly bizarre, almost nonsensical names her servants brought back. Is your name Sheepshins? Lace Leg? And you can just picture him loving it. A victorious no every single time. Her methods are failing. And then the breakthrough comes from the most unexpected place.
As the queen sits at supper, totally defeated, the king casually starts telling this strange story about his day out hunting. He saw a funny little man dancing around a fire outside a tiny house singing a weird song. And this is the line, the final piece of the puzzle, delivered completely by chance. The king has no idea he's solving the riddle that's been tormenting his wife. But for the queen, and for us, this is that incredible aha moment. She has the name. So when the little man arrives for the final time, the queen actually plays with him a little. She guesses a few wrong names first, watching his glee. And then, after a long pause, she says it. Perhaps your name is Rumpelstiltskin. His reaction is just pure rage. He screams, "How did you know that?" In his fury, he jumps on his wooden spoon and flies right through the wall, vanishing forever. The bargain is broken, the child is safe, and the story is over. So after all that drama, what can this fairy tale actually teach us? Let's quickly summarize the key lessons we can pull from this deconstruction. First, the massive ripple effect of lies. The miller's silly boast wasn't just a small deception. Its unforeseen consequences nearly got his daughter killed. Second, the hidden danger of desperate deals. Anna's choice to trade an uncertain future for immediate survival almost led to a devastating long-term cost. And finally, the true power of knowledge. After all the gold, jewels, and royal power, what ultimately saved the day was a single piece of information, a secret name that was more valuable than any treasure. And that leaves us with one final thought. Who is the real villain here? The foolish miller who started it all? The greedy king who exploited the situation? Or Rumpelstiltskin himself? It's definitely something to think about.